Hi, I'm Eric Kimball. I'm here with Brother Workmate in the Get Her Done workshop, such as it is, and today I'm going to solve a mystery. And that mystery is, how do you change the blade in a vintage Porter Cable circular saw? If you're not familiar with these saws, changing the blade can be a real head scratcher. Now I need to explain, before I show you how the blade is changed, that this is a Porter Cable circular saw. It says Rockwell on it, but it's the Porter Cable design. What happened is that Rockwell purchased Porter Cable and they put their name on the Porter Cable saw. But essentially, this is the Porter Cable saw with the Porter Cable blade change procedure that was used for many, many years on the old Porter Cable saws. This saw specifically is a 315-1 Type 2, a 7¼ inch circular saw. I purchased it in 1980, and I made a video about this a few years back, and I'll put a link at the very end of this video so you can just click on it and go see if you want to hear the story about this great saw. And it's great not because it's a Rockwell, but because it's an old Porter Cable style. But what often happens is that someone who's not familiar with the Porter Cable design will inherit an old saw like this or purchase one at a sale, and they want to change the blade, and they get the proper size wrench or socket to fit the head of the bolt that holds the blade, and they start turning it to loosen the nut, and instead the blade turns. All right? And what has to be done is that the shaft has to be locked. So you go looking for the shaft lock, which is on most modern saws, but it's not there on the old Porter Cables. There is no shaft lock. So that's the mystery. And I'm going to solve the mystery here by bringing you in closer and showing you the tools, and I'll explain a few other things of interest about these old saws. Before I show you how this blade is removed, I want to explain that there are two parts here to the hold down, and that is this bronze washer, a bronze washer on the bottom. That's what it looks like right there, and it has a couple lugs on it. There's the back of it. Okay, that goes on first, and it is followed by this uniquely shaped bolt right here. It's a spider shaped spring right here is what you're seeing. That's what they called it in the old literature, the old instruction manuals, a spider shaped spring. You can see that these prongs are down, so that when you tighten it, this against the bronze washer, these flatten out. Okay, and this is a unique style for a unique reason. This is considered a kick-proof clutch arrangement. In other words, if you're running your saw through some hard material and it pinches, instead of stopping the saw cold, the arbor, the whole motor would keep turning, but the blade would stop. Okay, that was the design, that was the idea, and in fact, that's what happens. I've had it happen. You can see this washer has got some wear on it, the blade being stopped, and the bolt here and the washer keep spinning. All right, so yeah, that's what that's all about. It's an anti-kick clutch type design. Just as a little bit more information, this spider shaped spring bolt or screw that holds the blade is 5/16 24 thread. On my saw, it's a 5/16 24. But some of the old Porter Cable saws had a fatter bolt. This is a 7/16 by 14. You see right there. So be aware, if you're looking for a bolt size, perhaps, that there are different sizes. Okay, I only know of two. There may be more. And I'll tell you, this thread checker right there, a great tool to have in your shop. 2 blade changing wrenches were issued with all the Porter Cable circular saws. This one right here is technically referred to as the saw blade retaining screw wrench, and here it says Rockwell. The number is 1931-X. I believe that's the same number for Porter cable. It's the same design and style. This is the end that fits my particular saw. It's a 5/8 inch. And then right here, the very important wrench. This is the open end jack shaft holding wrench. All right. And it's not called that if you go to eBay and you're looking for one of these. By the way, they don't make this anymore. But if you go to eBay, you can find them. They're going to cost you 35 or 40 bucks, and you may have to wait for one to show up because they don't come up for sale all that often. This is usually called the arbor wrench when it's listed on eBay. If you don't have one of these, I'm going to give you the specific measurements that you need because this is an easy enough wrench that you could make it. So now with the proper wrenches, it's a simple procedure. You take your open end jack shaft holding wrench and you slide it in there until you engage the flats on the jack shaft, and you hold that, and you get your other wrench, and it's not reverse threads, lefty loosey, righty tighty, and so we're going to go left like that. And take that right off. That open end jack shaft holding wrench makes all the difference. Okay, we'll get a view here so you can see how that goes right up there. Yeah, like that. Now here's a little tidbit of information. In the old manuals, they said put a little bit of grease, very light film of grease there, and then when you put your blade on, they wanted you to put a very light film of grease on your bronze washer. I have never in my life done that, so I don't know how necessary that is, but that was in the old manuals. You're going to need your wrench to tighten it, of course. There we go. There we go. You sock it down tight. Okay. That's it. If you need one of these wrenches and you don't want to spend 35 or 40 bucks on eBay for a used one, you can make one. This is a simple project. It's 1/8 inch steel. This opening right here is 1 17/64 of an inch, but 1 1/4 inch will do the job. The depth here is just about 1 1/4 inch, and the total length about 8.5 inches, and it's got a bend like that. So there you go. The mystery is solved. I hope that was useful and helpful to you. These old Porter cables, they're worth fixing up and using. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.